What's good? What's good? I am your host, Jason J. Will Does It, and I got my guy, Mr. What will he be today?
Recording in progress. Who said that?
That's that new software, sir.
That sound like the feds to me. What's up with you, man?
No feds here.
Yeah, I know it. Not and nowhere around you. I know that for sure.
Man, what's up with this naked face, man?
I start not to even put my video on because I don't even want to deal with that tonight. No, man, I messed my mustache up. I messed my mustache.
Nigga, I just want people to know. Everyone needs to invest in video today. This nigga has a naked chin. This nigga got a naked chin and a naked mouth. Pause. You know who you look like, nigga, with this bucket hat on?
Who, man?
You look like that nigga on the bag of that. You remember the Andy Camp hot fries? This nigga looks straight like the Andy Camp hot fry ass. Hot fry face ass nigga. Oh,
I can't even say that. I can't even say that because this is exactly what I look like, dog. Nose and everything. I look, man, golly. Now I got to look at this shit when I look back at the podcast again. That's terrible. Man, we ain't gonna make it through this episode,
this
man.
This nigga got an old young face. Old young face.
Oh man.
Oh man, then this nigga got a little booty on his chin too. What is this little thing right here, my nigga? What is this?
It's a chin dimple, man. Shut up, bro. I always had that junk. It just been covered up with her.
See, that's some shit. You know what? Now, I'm light-skinned, so I can say this, but that's some shit for a light-skinned nigga would say, man, that's just a chin dimple.
If I was in your face, I'd flick my cigarette.
A chin dimple.
That's low down, man.
You heard
man,
it
look, man, people don't want to hear all that shit, man. They want to hear us talk about something else. They don't want to talk about my face.
You heard it here first, people. The chin dimple. That will be the name of the podcast.
Chin dimple. Hot fry face.
Oh man, yeah, we finna be with the shits and giggles today.
Yeah, it is. It is. I was like, man, I'm gonna see if I can get by with no video tonight. And I was like, nah, that ain't gonna work.
Oh boy,
what's been going on, man? You been all
right? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. Nigga, shit, just got out fucking work, man.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I wasn't gonna be able to get out of work.
Oh, really? They get you like that?
Well, you know, like sometimes, the type of job I got, I can't get out of work until the next shift come in. So if they don't come in, I'm stuck. You know what I'm saying? So whenever they come in is when I will be relieved. That type of shit.
You work at the prison. You work at the prison, though. Damn. Come on.
Something like that.
That man do cyber. That man do cybersecurity for Shelby County Prison. Make sure the inmates don't watch too much porn and shit.
see, I be watching that shit right there with them. Well, no, pause. No. No, I just thought about that. No, I shall not be watching porn with any guys. Did you ever do that when you was little, when you was young, watch porns with your partners or some shit?
Yeah, did you ever do that? We did that in college. Like my first year of college, we used to pop flicks in, and everybody go in there and watch the John. But it was like you went in there and we basically checked the people on the pornos. Like that's what we did. Was like, man, like man, how this little dick ass nigga finna do something with that big old ass? Like we used to do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It used to be just the dumbest shit. Like, damn, man, her titties ugly as hell. Like, that's the type of shit we did. Like,
hey, it do be chicks in pornos who titties be looking whacking them up. Like, bitch, why are you even doing porn?
Man, yeah, that's what we used to do.
Your titties look like two flapjacks.
That's what we used to do. Like, damn, my titties look like some fried eggs. Like, what the fuck? How'd she get that job? Like, that's the type of shit we did. But like after then, it was like, man, what? But after that, like, it was like, nah, man. You know what's interesting, man? Because since we already with the shit, I might as well just keep it going. Like, man, I didn't realize, like, I was reading this poll that they talked about all these professional people that like watch porn, who like are like into it, like doctors, lawyers, pastors, politicians.
Man, pastors be the main one. Man,
yeah.
You don't think Kern Franklin got a lifetime subscription to Pornhub?
Man, but you know he talked about that though. Remember he talked about that. He said he had a bad porn addiction. Like at one point in time, like he was like
for real?
really, some years ago. You know, he wrote that. I think he wrote that book and he did the song, and he was like, it stemmed from like some stuff in his childhood or something. He just couldn't let it go. Like it was like bad, like taking over his life pretty much.
What makes something okay? So something like that. What makes something like that how can it become an addiction? What makes porn an addiction?
Because it's easy. It's easily accessible. You ain't gotta do no work to get to it. And if you basically like if you're dealing with some shit and it's escapism, it's easy to just go to a website.
So it's addiction when you're trying to escape from something?
Yeah. Because you know it ain't really just about like the sex. It's really about like being, you know what I'm saying? It's really like getting away from other shit. You know what I'm saying?
Or you might just not be getting this particular act at home.
That's true too. But like at this age, I would think that I don't think nobody fucking every single day. If they are, okay. But like, you know what I mean? Like it would have to be that you just ain't getting it at all. Like ever. You know what I'm saying? Like you once or twice a week, you probably be like, oh, okay, I'm not in too bad a shape. But if you got to watch porn like every single day because you ain't getting it, probably in a pretty fucked
enjoyable to watch.
Relationship. I mean, I'm like, I would like, yeah, but like,
especially if you get into the anime junk.
I ain't never seen.
You ain't never seen anime porn?
I have, but like, I think I'm more into real people.
Man, that anime junk,
I don't know. This man here finna go into a pause.
Hey, man, that anime junk be the business, man. Especially at 3D, the 3D anime junk.
This man sound like
need to step your porn game up.
I maybe or not. or not, or not, or not. I think I'm okay with my 1970s porn. That's all I watch is all.
Nigga, you look like you straight from 1970s with this shaved mustache. Nigga like one of Jim Brown's friends who just shaved his mustache. Oh, man, let me go get with the podcast.
Man, we already do it. Just do the intro shit.
What's good? What's good? I am your host, Jason J. Will Does It. And I got my guy, Mr. Andy Camp looking ass. High fry face ass nigga.
High fries, baby. High fries. It's your boy High Fry in the house. What's going on?
Ivan, the Grizzly. We got
the cheese fries. We got the hot junks. Which ones y'all want? $1.25 a bag.
Accompanied with the jungle juice.
Man, what?
Ain't had no hot fries without the jungle juice.
Man, had to. You got to balance that heat out. Those stomach gonna be fucked up.
Shit. So what's good with you? What's good with you, sir? Since you are back from well, you know what, viewers, listeners, we had to take a hiatus for Sam because he's out here thotting in these streets and he caught the COVID tongue kissing these hoes in the mouth. Man,
you a goddamn lie. Your lying ass. You a lying motherfucker. That's what you are. Hell no.
So he caught that COVID and that's why we missed that on the episode, people, because of this one.
I ain't kill shit. Now, see, you gonna say this shit and watch. You gonna have folks inboxing me talking about, I hope you feeling better. Did you get your vaccine? So I cuss somebody motherfucking ass out. Now you gonna get somebody cussed out for this shit.
Hey, all I know is that we didn't pod.
No, we didn't pod.
So I'm gonna paint my own narrative, regardless if it's true or not.
You can paint your own narrative. You have your own media outlet, sir. That's what all the rest of them do. No, man. Know what I found out though?
What's that?
There are COVID variants which don't show up as COVID because it's really not, but it's variants. Like these last 18 months or so, like it's all types of other stuff that's in the air, man, that can cause you to have upper respiratory, sinus, bad allergy, all type of stuff, man. And actually one of my homegirls, a good friend of mine, her son, like was in the hospital. He didn't have it, but he had this like variant, which caused like an extreme, like severe bronchitis. For him to have severe bronchitis, severe allergy that turned into upper respiratory, like he was bad in the hospital. And with the allergies, like this allergy season, the pollen count is like 3 times what it normally is.
Man, that pollen count is like ridiculous, man. So
yeah, man.
I slept with the window open. Last night. And when I woke up like I was choking on some water. I was like, oh.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like, man, this is crazy. Because everybody was up cutting their grass and all that. So
yep.
I was like, man, this is crazy.
The pollen count, man, has been like the air quality is like, it's weird because the air quality on some days is like really, really good. But when the wind blows, it's blowing the pollen particles like throughout. Somebody could cut their grass like a street over and it blows over. It could cause you to have real bad allergies. Like, man, I was like in bad shape. You know, fortunately, you know, I got family and friends and people around me to help take care of me and help me get back, you know, like in shape, man. Because what'd you feel say? You gonna say Mrs. Andy Cap gave me some hot fries and made me better ugly.
I said no such thing.
Yeah, I said it for you. But yeah, man.
No, you told me you had took that. You told me you took the cocktail. It was a cocktail shot.
Yeah,
but,
it's.
I don't know if I'm with it. Like you said, you've been able to breathe since the
Man, dude, I haven't been able to breathe out of both sides of my nostrils, I know, in like 15 years. And I've
are you
always
still able
had
to
sinus
now?
problems. Man, breathing wonderfully.
So
Like
how long does that
wonderfully.
last?
They say it's like it's some people that get them like once a month, but I won't need another one personally because I know what I need to do to maintain it, like taking my vitamins, using my eucalyptus, doing my steams and stuff like that. And of course, I don't do any dairy anymore, and I don't eat red meat anymore. And so, of course, red meat increases the amount of mucus in your body, that the bad proteins.
Well, you know,
And
if
so
you
I replaced all that.
go ahead.
No, I just replaced all that with my lentils and beans and so forth and so on. And man, like I like that stuff, man, is like leaving. You know what I'm saying? Plus, it's just overall health. But like, man, I breathe like my snoring ain't as bad at all. Like it feels wonderful.
You know when the nature's cocktail shot is local honey, right?
Yeah, I got local honey too. And that's what I did take this year. I usually take a teaspoon of local honey like at the beginning of the season, and I don't really have a whole lot of allergy issues, and I forgot to do that. But there was a shortage at one point last year. There was a shortage. I don't know if you remember several years ago. We had, the bees weren't producing, like, because there was a shortage of bees.
You was cutting somebody's grass who was a beekeeper, wasn't it?
Well, no. So I was cutting in the neighborhood that had a beekeeper a couple of doors down. Shit. And that person actually sells local honey. He actually harvests
honey. You better stay friends with that nigga.
Oh, yeah. I have his contact information, as a matter of fact. And he harvests bees. Like he's a beekeeper. He produces them, reproduces them, and so forth and so on. He's a local brother, brother from the Nation of Islam that does it, and really good brother that does it. And
I say, people think that honey is honey. No, it's not. Mm-hmm. That clove shit. Leave that clove honey shit alone. You need some bee honey, one, and two, it needs to be local honey, because the only reason why it needs to be local honey, because local honey is the pollen within your local area. So if you're ingesting your local honey, it's just like taking the flu shot. It's ingesting you with the pollen of your local area, where you can become allegedly immune to it. Yeah, and your sinuses won't be as bad or harsh. But people don't want to take honey. I'm like, y'all dumb out here. Well, I ain't gonna say dumb. Y'all are y'all are not in the know. And y'all would rather take flu shots or cocktail shots as opposed to just taking a spoonful of honey. And I would say you take this shit every day. I wouldn't just do it like once at the beginning of the year. Take a spoonful of honey like either once a week, or put it in your tea. Every time you get ready to have a cup of tea, put that shit in there.
Well, one thing I will say, though, a lot of your nurse practitioners, a lot of your doctors even now, are steering people more towards doing things like that. The cocktail shot, they hadn't given the cocktail shot in over a year. But what's in the cocktail shot is actually B12 and a steroid, which helps with like the swelling and the inflammation or whatever. But the B12 is the B12 is actually the main ingredient in the shot. And there are other vitamin shots. There are other hydration. They do hydration IVs. They do vitamin. Basically, it's vitamins that they put into your system via hydration to help you get back to where you need to be, because we're not, for the sake of like whatever is going on, work or whatever, people don't drink enough water and so forth and so on to flush their systems out. You know what I'm saying? So, like I got a jar of honey at the house, and I eat it. I add it to my oats in the morning and stuff like that now, with my blueberries and all of that. So, I mean, it helps out a lot, man.
If you live in Tennessee, the honey that you get should say Tennessee on it, or Mississippi. or even Arkansas. You might get away with Arkansas, but anything outside of that, if they just say New York, New York City,
get a rope.
Get a rope. Yeah, they just say New York City or some shit like that, nigga. You got the wrong kind of honey, my nigga.
Yeah, man. What you got on your bean tonight, man?
Oh man, I ain't gonna say it's really been a lot that's going on. I will say, go ahead and get this out early. Rest in peace to Paul Mooney.
Yeah, man. R.I.P. to Paul Mooney, man. One of the
comedic genius. I think that everybody get their genius from has been.
Man, you ain't lying, man.
So most of your favorite comedians, this is their favorite comedian.
Their favorite comedian, yeah. Like the dude actually wrote jokes and gave them to comedians, which is a rarity in that business because, you know, your material is what you live off of. You know what I'm saying? He wrote jokes for Richard Pryor. I
read somewhere that they said that he sacrificed everything just so he could say whatever he wanted to say.
Yeah, he did. That's right. I was listening to, the comedian Pierre. He comes to Memphis a lot. Like he loves Memphis. Pierre,
How to Be a Player.
How to Be a Player. Pierre talked about. He was like he got close to Paul Mooney because he wanted that. He said I just wanted to be in his space and learn from him, like because I knew what he was about. And he said Paul Mooney played like the Chitlin circuit, did the small clubs, even after he did Richard Pryor show, even after he traveled with Richard Pryor stuff, he still did the smaller venues because he could do what he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And he could pretty much go anywhere in the world and do his stuff, you know what I'm saying, without any restrictions or whatever. And most of his stuff was very offensive to white folks. And like that was his that was kind of like his calling card. They would see how many white people was gonna get up and leave out of his shows when he did them. And he would like say stuff and be like, okay,
everybody want to be a nigga. Everybody want to be a nigga.
Get out here. He's like, everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody will be a nigga. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, just dudes is straight up.
Especially them skits he used to do on Dave Chappelle.
Oh yeah.
When he said the little shit about Tom Cruise is the last samurai.
What's so funny? Have you seen Godfrey and Aries Spears do him? Have you seen that?
I don't fuck with Aries Spears, but yes, I've seen Godfrey.
So, but I know a lot of people don't really mess with Aries Spears, but Aries Spears is he's one of the best.
That's why he got them black spots around his eyes already. He was born to be one.
However, he is one of the best impressionists alive. Like he can pretty much mimic anybody, imitate anybody. And he does a wonderful Paul Mooney. Godfrey does a wonderful Paul Mooney. They add like this thing where I think it was on Instagram or YouTube that they both mimicked Paul Mooney and they did a good job. But like when Paul Mooney be talking about white folks, he's like, what do he say? Like, everybody loves the Queen of England, and that bitch is she's ugly. She's ugly. She's real ugly. She's disgustingly ugly. I can't stand the bitch. The whole family, all of them ugly. The Charles, those big ass ears and big ass nose is like a damn monkey or some shit like that. I don't know what it is. It's just that I can't stand the bitches. That damn bitch. And the black girl, what is her name? Megan, whatever. She's a nigga. They can't stand her. They don't like it. They don't want them niggas in the family. But there's been niggas in the family the whole time. All of them. It's just funny how he used to talk about them folks, man. But yeah, man, rest in peace to Paul Mooney, man. Dick Gregory died a couple years ago. They were touring together. They had been touring together for several years. I got a chance, obviously, to see and meet Dick Gregory, man, which was such a blessing in my life. Spending time talking to that man is probably one of the top moments of my life. I didn't get a chance to go see him and Paul Mooney together. I wish I could have. They played Nashville. They did Memphis too, I think. And but just, man, beautiful, beautifully talented black men. that just unapologetic about what they said and what they thought. And that's the way comedy should be. It's the way art should be anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, rest in peace to Paul Mooney. You know, prayers for his family and all those connected to him.
I don't really go to I don't really go to comedy shows. I want to try to go to some, but shit, I don't feel like if I ain't sitting up front, I don't want to go, but I don't want to sit up front.
It just depends on it depends on the comedian though. Because all comedians don't really go at the audience. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they feed off the audience. Really good comedians feed off the audience. Definitely.
True.
But it depends on which ones. Like, I remember back in the day, they said you didn't want to sit in the front at a D.L. Hughley show. You didn't want to sit in the front at some other guys' shows and stuff. Like Bernie Mac shows, you didn't want to sit in the front because he would get you.
I think the last joint I went to, I did go to one, which was Lil Duval joint. This was around the time when
Duval, yeah.
He was at Chuckles, and this was at a time when what's that song came out? Smile Bitch. Yeah. I want to say Smile Bitch or Living My Best Life. That song that just came out, and nigga was right on the front row.
Yeah. Did he get you?
Yeah, the nigga gave me. Him and one of his partners that was opening up for him. I was like, man, shit. And he got a girl with him too. I was like, oh Lord. Did you eat the pussy? He was like, oh my nigga, this nigga finna just put me all on blast. Yeah. So, because you know if you say you don't eat the pussy, you probably ain't gonna get no ass tonight. If you say I eat the pussy, everybody like all this, so you gonna get Joan and check the rest of the night because you eat it.
You just gotta be a good sport, man.
Right, I was a good sport. Then when he went too far, I was like, all right, man. Lil dude, I was like, all right, I'm in Memphis. I know what that shit.
One thing about comedians when they come to Memphis, they will say, we have to know when to stop because niggas in Memphis would check your ass back. Like they will
get up on stage.
Man, I think what's his name? DC Young Fly talked about that. He was like, man, don't go to Memphis thinking you just finna check them folks and they ain't gonna do nothing. He was like, they'll shut your damn show down.
Hey, they'll fire your ass up. Like, check the shit out of you.
But I got a question about this. And we on that on talking about Memphis, man. Have you noticed, and I think we talked about this before, have you noticed, man, how Memphis is like really taking over entertainment right now? Like, Moneybagg got the number one. Moneybagg Yo has the number one album, like, of all music right now. Moneybagg Yo got the number one album out. It's like three artists on. Go ahead.
I think the rest of the world is starting to see. All right, so first it was Atlanta, but even with Atlanta, everybody is just really seeing that most of the music that everybody liked.
Yeah.
It's from Memphis.
It's inspired by Memphis music.
It's inspired from sampled, all of that, because most of the New York music has Juicy J sample all through it. If it's not something from Slob on My Knob, it's the that shit on there. The stutter step flow rap, all of that shit is something inspired from Memphis.
3 6 Mafia is the most sampled rap group of all time.
Right.
It's the most sampled.
Right.
Like it's the most sampled, and that's so crazy because now we're in an age where the music from our era when we were younger is now being sampled. You know what I'm saying?
So it's like 3 6 is like it's like our like Bobby Womack or
and
Isaac Hayes or some
Isley
shit.
Brothers, Isaac Hayes, Isley Brothers, all of that. Yeah, it's it's a great thing though because that's the beauty of hip hop. Like it's constantly, it constantly evolves. You know what I'm saying? And shit, man, we got 3 or 4 like top 5, top 10 album, top 5 album rappers right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think 2 of them on the same label. Well, I think 42 Dugg is on the same label as he's on CMG and
42 Dugg from Memphis too?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. No, he's not from Memphis, but he's on CMG. I think he's from St. Louis.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he's on CMG. Yeah.
I was gonna say, man, okay, all right. Everybody right now who's out on the radio is from Memphis then. Because that's what it seemed like.
Yeah. Well, Pooh Shiesty. I forgot. Pooh Shiesty. His stuff like debuted at number 1. I think his first album debuted at number 1 or number 2 or something like that. And he's like top bill, like number 5 on the Billboard 100.
Well, I gotta ask, have you listened to Pooh Shiesty music?
I've listened to some of Pooh Shiesty stuff. I'm not a,
because I know that's not your forte.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting though? Like I listen to like there is like listening to Moneybag. So I've started to listen to more to Moneybag, and Moneybag be talking about like he has a lot of like thought-provoking lyrical content. You know what I'm saying?
He always has though.
If and he has. And see, I went back and started listening to his old stuff, and which I see why people like him. You know what I mean? Of course, he got a large lady following, which is always a good thing for a rapper to have ladies in your corner. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you always gonna be able to put stuff out because the ladies.
Now I don't like all his lady friendly songs. All of them just
that's cool.
He struggles in that area to me.
And that's cool because you know you think about like street talk is difficult to transition to making that type of stuff. But you know, in some cases they have to. You know what I'm saying? Like in some cases they have to because you know, and you know I don't know if you heard about this. Did you hear about what NLE Chopper said about his music?
No.
Did you hear about that? So, you know, his last, within the last year and a half, NLE said he didn't want to make no more music talking about guns and dope and gangs and stuff. He said he wanted to put out socially conscious music. And he made some songs where he wasn't talking about grape and all that type of stuff. And he said his label told him that, nah, like you under contract, this is the type of music we want you to do. And he said that he was like, basically, they was going to lock me down to where I couldn't put nothing out if I didn't continue doing that same type of music.
Man, once you figure out that the only thing that they own is the creation of that name, just create a new artist of.
Well, you remember there was
just like Prince was Slave.
Yeah. And that's what I said. It was some other rappers that I remember. I was just listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about it was a well-known rapper that changed his name. And I was like, damn, that was him? I was like, damn, that wasn't. He changed his name and started making music under another name.
Really?
And he was like, yeah, I'm going to have to find it and send it to you. He changed his name and started making music under another name.
What's his name? Young Berg changed his name to what did he change his name to? It's something like one hitter or something like that. But he's recognized as that now because he knows that Young Berg has a different connotation when you think of the name. And now this nigga is making all kind of beats for everybody now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, once you figure out how dirty people doing, man, shit, you can just come out as your regular name. The label owns the artist name.
The moniker, Yep. And with right now, man, with the way independent stuff is going, I don't really see why people even fucking with labels. You don't even really need to. Like, you don't need a damn label to put music out no more.
It's the all right, it's the just like being an entrepreneur versus going to work.
Yeah.
Somebody else,
right.
you have somebody else that does most of the work for you, and they're cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
Until you realize that they own everything, and then you're not so cool with it.
Yeah, and you the one doing all of the content creation. Like
Right.
you writing the songs and you put them together like you and whoever your producer or DJ is or whatever. And they basically just putting it out, but you put your own shit out. You know what I'm saying?
So, all right, signing to a label, I always had wanted to sign to a label, right? But there was always something that never really felt right trying to do it. And looking behind the curtain and seeing some of the other shit that was going on, I'm glad I seen that first anyway. I'm like, no, I'm good. But I was listening to T-Pain tell a story, and he just broke it down in layman terms. He was like, man, signing to a label, he was like, do you know that the money that they give you, once you get it, they don't do anything else. It's just like you giving a regular nigga $20, and no matter what else you do, he's like, hey, man, you owe me $20 though. They ain't gonna do shit else for you until that money that they gave to you, you pay it back.
It's pay it back. That's right. They advance. Yep. I was listening to a podcast. I heard T-Pain talk about that. I heard I think it was Lil Baby was talking about that too. Talking about being independent. And how that whole process, because up until like a few years ago, I never really knew how that worked. Like I knew about labels, I knew about artists and all of that, but I didn't really know how that whole thing worked. And so
most of us don't.
Like, and I learned, and like that was so interesting to me because when I heard about the way that when people talk about Rockefeller, right? And talk about Jay and Dame and Biggs, how they started out. Jay, Dame, and Biggs basically went to the table with hundreds of thousands of dollars already of their own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So basically the deal that they did was like, and let's go back further. Master P.
Yep.
They already had their own, they were putting out their own music. Cash Money was putting out their own music already without a label. And the label was basically like, look, like it's a benefit for us to say y'all are on this label, but y'all already got your own operations. Y'all really don't need no money from us. And then, for instance, like when Goodie got the money from Stunner, I would think it was like $100,000, and he bought himself out of the deal with Stunner like in like a year. You know what I'm saying? Because they were already putting their own music and stuff out, and so it was basically like what they call a I forgot what kind of deal it was called, but basically it was like,
okay.
Like,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You throwing that up just made me think of something. What do you think of Birdman saying he made $30 million off of royalties alone? Now, what do you think of that shit? And this nigga spent all this time not paying Wayne.
Okay, so I'm glad you did.
I'm sorry we got all off track with, but when you threw up Stunner,
it's cool.
That made me think of that. And I'm like, dude.
No.
$30 million off of royalties?
Off of royalties. When I saw that, the first thing that came to my mind was, I was like, Stunner is an industry. He's a corporate dude. He's essentially a corporate dude. He's doing the same thing that the corporations did.
Did he say a day or a month?
I think he said like
it was an astronomical number.
Yeah,
I know this.
Yeah, I think he said a month. He's like $30 million a month off of, not off of new music, off of all old stuff.
Yes, off of all old music.
So now I see, like I knew before, but I see why Rose made that song about him.
Yes.
I see why he made that song. Like I see why he made that song.
Like that nigga,
because
when everybody left that label, that little nigga was there. If he don't get nothing else, he should get at least a quarter of all of that.
See, what's crazy is I look at all of those guys that were on that label. You remember all them albums that Cash Money put out? Because Cash Money followed Master P's blueprint to the T. So let's just be real about that. Like they did the same thing that No Limit did.
They didn't come out with as much music as Master P did, though.
Now they didn't. However, they still followed that same blueprint. When they signed with Universal, it was like a 80-20. You know what I'm saying? They got 80, Universal got 20. At least Master P made sure all his folks were straight. Like they got paid off of their music. They own their stuff.
Right.
They all sit. Like all of them are sit. Like all of them are okay. And that's why he was so pissed off at C Murder. He was like, bro, why you still hanging with them street niggas when you a millionaire? Like you gonna be making money and you make money in your sleep. Like what you hanging out with them folks for?
Right.
And so looking at Cash Money though, a whole different situation. Like,
Baby,
why is it different?
Baby kept all of it.
Yeah, he kept all. Dude.
Baby turned into Scrooge McDuck.
Dude. That's the perfect analogy,
that
bro.
Nigga was like,
yeah.
No.
I can see.
It's my money,
baby basically go to his mansion and go in his vault and his safe and dive into his money. Like them his cars. Like when they used to be like, baby got 30 cars. And I thought when they first started saying that, I was like, oh man, they just talking. They was like, nah, baby got 30 cars.
Even when his cars not even want to pay Manny Fresh.
Yes, he didn't want to pay Manny. He didn't want to pay nobody. He didn't want to pay nobody. And I remember that interview that he did with, I think it was Angie Martinez, I think it was. And she asked him about that. And he basically danced around it like, well, you know, we can talk about it. I'm like, bro, why these supposed to be your boys, man? Like, but you know what's so crazy though, Jay? Like the money that he makes in 1 month, he could have just paid all of them. And he could still be making, like he wouldn't be missing no money. Like I don't understand that. And like he would not be broke. He wouldn't be struggling. He wouldn't be hurting or none of that. You know what I'm saying?
And like you said with what Rick Ross said, I understand.
I understand
because
totally.
if you're making that in a month, your words.
Yeah.
Your words. You dry snitched on yourself.
On yourself.
30 million.
On yourself. 30 million.
In a month.
A month.
Yes, you could have paid Lil Wayne 2 times over, and we would have never heard of this shit.
No, we would have never heard it. It would have never been an issue. Wayne would have been putting music out, you know, because we talked about artists, how when they get locked up, they lose their creativity. They kind of go down a couple notches. And he basically was like, you can't put no music out. And I was like, man, if he did Wayne like that, I know he shitted on everybody else. That
nigga brought 3 of the biggest superstars to your label.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Drake.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah. Yeah. Two of the biggest stars of the last 15 years. And they cover their success.
Tiger.
Yeah, and Tiger. And they cover they'll probably rank. And the Drake just by itself, like I was talking about Drake to a homie of mine earlier, and we were basically saying, like, you know what, man, when it's all said and done.
And to answer your question, yes, he will be bigger than Michael Jackson.
He is already on pace to be bigger than MJ.
Man, this nigga bigger than the Beatles.
Dude.
If you really want to be real, this nigga catalog is bigger than the Beatles already.
Yeah,
already. This nigga music is being played during the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
Every time it goes to commercial break, you're hearing Drake. Yeah,
they're hearing Drake songs. He's got music.
And Toronto's not even in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's not in the playoffs. It's so wild because
there's no reason for him to even be playing right now.
So basically, Drake does not even have to put out another album ever. No. If he don't want to. He don't have to put out nothing. He don't have to do anything.
No.
And he's he's already solidified himself as one of the top artists of all time, and he don't have to make another. He don't have to make another song. He ain't got to do a commercial. He ain't got to co-write nothing. He don't have to do anything.
Dude, do you realize that they still play his old as Sprite commercial?
Yep.
Do you realize they still play that bitch?
Yep, they still play that old Sprite commercial.
You know the Sprite commercial, his face comes apart and all of this shit? That's Sprite commercial.
Yep, they still play it. Mm-hmm. Yep. They sure do. It's crazy. That man said, I got my own, what he say? I got my own shoe and I ain't had to break a sweat. Like, I was like, this man. But you know what's crazy? What's also crazy is that
he made me want to rap again, Memphis boy.
Like, you know what's interesting is, as we've talked about this, the biggest rapper, biggest entertainer on earth shouts out Memphis on every album.
Yeah.
Every album he puts out, he talks about Memphis on the album. He talks about Memphis on every album.
His because family, real talk, one, he kind of, I ain't gonna say he kind of has to, but he admits to it without admitting to it. How should I say? Like, he even has a line where he said, I'm going back to Memphis. But what he means by that is his rapping flow is what he means by going back to Memphis.
Yeah. Yeah, you caught that too, huh?
Yes. I was like, okay, he got a triple entendre going on right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, when he said he going back to Memphis, he talking about his rapping style. He going back to that style he rapped when he was on what's that Block Boy.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And that was essentially Project Pets. He
right.
He used Project Pets rap. It's so crazy, man. Like, and then you know the song, what's the jump? Nonstop. That's was it DJ Squeaky? Is that DJ? I think that's DJ Squeaky. My head spinning. The sample he used, I think it was DJ Squeaky in that song. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What song?
My head, nonstop. He was like, my head is spinning. My head is spinning.
Got you.
My head is spinning. Yeah. And then you know the joint that that Paul produced on the other album he did with Jay-Z. The Talk Up. DJ Paul. Man, you better come back with some money, man. That's yeah.
So yeah, he always rapping. He knows what works.
Yeah, he definitely knows what works. He definitely knows what works. You said a mouthful, pause. He definitely knows what works. He does.
Like he
knows what works.
That's why we get them. All right, we might not like his albums when they come out, but that's when he tried his new shit on his albums. And you're like, man, I don't want to hear this shit. Then you actually listen to it. It's like, oh, okay, it ain't really that bad.
It's not that bad.
It's it ain't that rapping. When he have an album, I want that rapping ass nigga album. He never gives you the rapping ass nigga album. You get that shit on other people's shit.
There you go. So that's what I was finna say. His features, he always raps his ass off on the features.
I love. But
on his albums, he gonna give you the R&B. He gonna give you that monotone, slow storytelling, relationship, da. Because he knows what
that nigga giving
sells.
us his diary. Yeah. Sometimes I don't want to hear your diary, nigga. I don't want to read how you feeling, how this bitch made you feel. The reason why you drove up someplace 5 a.m. in Calabasas and shit. I want to hear some bars, nigga.
So you want to hear 5 a.m. in Toronto. That's just you want to hear 5 a.m. in Toronto because he rapped his ass off on that one. So you got 5 a.m. in Calabasas. That's that singing the shit that shoulda came back for you. I said, oh, that shit, yeah. That shit be tripping me out, man.
But I know who he's talking about, so I was like, oh.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. He's a master of his craft now. He don't play around with this shit. He studied this shit. he work on this shit. He work on this shit.
And
look, I gotta
go ahead.
Nah, I was gonna flip it to something else. But go ahead, say what you gonna say.
I understand why he do take so long to come out with an album.
To come out with stuff, yeah.
Because of the simple fact you do. I mean, if you like a perfectionist, because that's almost what it seemed like, a perfectionist.
Right.
You want to make sure this line is, because like he might come out with a regular line. It's like, no, I want us to say this.
Yeah.
Come back later and I should have said so-and-so, and then come out with something. So I can kind of get it. But I guess apparently that rapping ass nigga can come at any point in time.
Because that's the easy part.
Yeah.
That's the easy part. And I think that's the thing with
but I want he just needs to have a ratchet out. He needs to have like a Future album.
Well, he did him and Future did the album.
I ain't talking about him. I ain't talking about him and Future. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about him rapping him on his Future shit. Okay, I got you. And the other time we're getting Degrassi Junior High Drake. Wheelchair Drake is who we're getting.
Yeah. But you know what's funny? You know what's interesting though? Is that he knows that the people that like Degrassi Drake are gonna buy that. You know what I'm saying? And people be like,
I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with it. It's not like I don't get his albums or I don't it's just what he does, it's like he has the art of teasing to a T. Mm-hmm. So like I said, like we're saying, he comes out with these rapping ass nigga features. He rap his ass off on everybody's features. He might even he'll murder you on your own beat, on your own song. And then you be like, oh man, I can't wait till this album come out. Then when the album come out, you be like,
he be singing his ass
out. Take care of you. You like, word. Is this what we get, man? Bobby Brown ass nigga.
Al be show ass. Like.
Oh man. And then you listen to it and it's like, you know what?
You listen to it the first time. You listen to it, you be like,
it only take two. It only take two. It's like, this ain't that bad. Because he'll mix in the rapping nigga in between them junks, somewhere in between. Like, okay, all right. Yeah. So he know what he doing, and he, like I said, he doing it in a way where his catalog is massive. Pause.
Hell yeah. Like you can't.
You got to realize how many albums he already got. You got to realize how many albums he already got. You got to realize how many mixtapes he has. I ain't gonna say mixtapes.
Yeah, because he brought the mixtapes back out as albums. Like he re-released his own shit that wasn't even like he bought his own shit back and released it as like albums, like the So Far Gone and all of that.
He did a Taylor
re-released
Swift.
He re-released all that shit. Hell yeah.
Speaking of, I was kind of like everybody was raving about this Nicki Minaj album. I was kind of upset. It's only like 2 new songs.
So there's not even an album.
It's a mixtape.
Up. It's basically she's re-releasing old stuff.
Right.
And she got like 2 new songs and that's it. But if you think about it, Nicki Minaj really, I don't really see her even really wanting to do music no more. You know what I'm saying? Because she's kind of been off the scene. She had a baby, all of that type of stuff. I don't even really see her really trying to do nothing new.
But
she may do that.
She can't really do anything. Well, I ain't gonna say she can't really do anything because she has been acting. She can do acting. But I don't know. It's a just like I just said. Damn, who was we just talking about?
And it's different for female rappers now.
No, I mean you gonna, but you still gonna have that itch. It's like your ex. It's always like coming back to your ex. It's like always coming back to that. The love of your life is always like trying to come back to that. Hell, it's like trying to catch a high. It's like you missed that high. You miss it. Like look at Remy Ma. Remy Ma that came out with a kid that she already trying to. Been in the studio,
but
she dropped her baby off.
There's one reason why we'll probably never get another Outkast album. It's not because of Big Boy, it's because of Dre. Because Dre feels like he can't top what he's done before. And people have told him, like, man, we ain't expecting you to top it. We just want to hear you. And he's like, no, I want to top what I did. You remember that line, that song, in Rosa Parks, he was like, well, you're on funky as your last cut, you focus on the past, your ass to be a has what? That's literally him. Like he wants to, and I have looked at pods and listened to interviews of people that know him, have been around him. And basically they're like, first of all, I didn't know that he has really, really bad stage fright. I never knew that. I never knew that.
I can understand.
They was like, he has like terrible stage fright. And once he got to a point where they were good and they didn't really have to do a whole lot of the new stuff or whatever, he was like, man, I'm cool. Like, I'm cool with like going and like being able to just move around how I want to. Now he'll hit you with a feature and kill it and straight, like with no effort.
I think that's what we're going to forever get.
And there you go. I think that's what we're gonna get. I think that's what we're gonna forget.
And we need like to be satisfied.
Just be satisfied with. I could see him hopping up on, another album of a new rapper or something. I could see him possibly like
Drake and Andre 3K.
Dude, I was just finna say that. I was like, you might hear Drake and Andre 3000 on the song. That would just go stupid. And I'm gonna tell you who I would add to that mix. I would want to hear it. I want to hear Lil Baby on the two. Lil Baby is one of my new favorite rappers.
That nigga been on Lil Baby like this nigga just can't. Hey, Samuel, we've been on Lil Baby already. Sir.
No. See,
been on Lil Baby for a while.
No. I said that myself, right? Because I was like, okay, man, I gotta, because you know me. Like I've been underground, backpack. That was my traditional thing, right? But of course, I'm a broad spectrum hip hop. Like I'm broad spectrum with hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna tell you what stands out to me about Lil Baby is you can tell when like the artist really works on their craft, and you can hear the progression in their music. And listening to Lil Baby, I'm like, this dude here, he ain't on no bullshit. He a rapping ass motherfucker. He a rapping ass nigga. Like that's one rapping ass nigga. Like he goes into the whole thing and he want to rap and he want to out rap whoever he on the song with. And I love that shit. Cause that's real hip hop. I don't care if you talking about street. I don't care if you talking about
you went back
studio.
So you went back to listen to the old music then?
I went back and listened to old shit.
Because I was going to say, that nigga been doing it. That nigga been doing this since day one.
Now he has. But the difference I can tell is he's like, okay, I'm here and people know me, but now it's time for me to take it up another level to tip. Like I'm headed to that respect level that like I can see Lil Baby heading to that level of the way we talk about Kendrick and all of them. I see Lil Baby going to that level.
I think what you're seeing is the what's probably catching your attention is the whole him murdering niggas on their own songs. And he actually said he's like, I want to, he's like, when I'm coming on the song, in order for me to stand out, I'm gonna murder you on your own.
But that's real MCing though. That's what we call hip hop. Like, I'm gonna show up on your song, you my boy, we cool, or we working together, but I'm gonna kill you on your own shit. Like, that's rapping. You know what I'm saying? That's the competitive edge that
I'm gonna make your song. I'm gonna make your song my song.
I'm gonna make your song mine. I'm gonna make your song mine. Like, he did that on the Cali album. He did it on J. Cole's album. Like, he's done it on several other songs where you like, man, this may be such and such song, but Lil Baby slapped that mother. Like, he could have took other dude off that joint and just left Lil Baby on that by himself. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, bro. So I keep looking at this Andy Camp face, man. This shit is funny.
Fuck you, well. Get your ass on. Now you can't see it, motherfucker.
Hey, didn't this nigga have a comic book?
Hey, man, ain't nobody talking about no.
This nigga had a comic book. He had a wife and everything. She had a little mustache to shit too.
It was a comic strip. And he used to go to the bar and shit and drink. That man used to go to the bar after work and drink and shit. That shit was funny as hell.
Oh, man. And they turned that nigga into some hot fries.
Hell yeah.
Hey, truth be told, them was some fire ass chips, man.
Man, I couldn't really do the hot junks because them junks was too hot, but I just do the cheese fries though. They just had the cheese fries.
Both of them junks was good.
Mm-hmm.
Right crispiness, everything, man. What's that? Back to Lil Baby. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. Keep looking at your face, and I'm like, this nigga got this raw face. Raw fish face.
Man, get your ass on, man.
Shaved twat looking.
Man, dirty as hell, man. Can't even do a podcast without getting checked around Memphis. I tell you the truth.
Oh, man. Man, this man got a bare face. This nigga took Ivan the Grizzly to a whole new level. Bare face.
Man, my son checked me. My son said, "Daddy, why your lips so long?" I said, "Boy, if you don't get out my face."
Oh boy, man.
Folks said I look like a young Richard Pryor.
Never mind.
See, you finna say some fucked up shit. I already know you will. Anyway, so you mentioned something, Steve. Speaking of Richard Pryor. Well, hold up. Speaking of Richard Pryor, when we talking about comedians, you had a question that you talked about something. You sent me the video about Steve Harvey, about him not having female friends.
Yeah, so Steve Harvey went in about why he doesn't have female friends. Well, he was like, they was like, do you believe men can't have female friends? He was like, no. And they went to go try and ask him some more questions. He was like, let me stop you right there. No. Any man that's trying to be your friend is a man who just ain't tried to fuck you. Basically, in his own layman's is what he was trying to say. It's like, he's your friend because you put him there to be your friend. But at any given moment, if you give him a chance, he gonna smash you.
So do you think that's true? I ain't trying to put you on the spot. I'm just asking.
Yes and no. I would say yes and no. I do and have had legitimate female friends.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Got some now?
Now I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I was.
None of that.
I'm not sure if it was just because I was already put in the friend zone unknowingly, or what? Or maybe they waiting on me to let them smash. But
that's a possibility.
But
I said that's a possibility.
I do think it is possible. But as far as the other possibility that you're waiting it out and her until she says, "Hey, come get it."
She gave the green light. Give me the green light. Give me just one.
I do think there are a lot of. I do think it's a lot that are doing that also, though.
So do you think, so I'll reverse that. Do you think that women can have male friends?
Yes, if
purely
they already
platonic, purely.
I would say yes if they already established the you just gonna be in the friend, right? Because like I said, once that boundary is there and said, like, nigga, no, you ain't never getting this. Like, you ain't never getting no pussy. You ain't never getting blah, 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 blah. It's going to be like, all right, then. Some dudes will just be like, either he going to be like, all right, I'm a bounce, or he going to be like, all right, then she already cool anyway. I try and fuck some other friends.
Partners, yeah. Try to get his partners.
So yes, and there are some that you can still be friends with an ex.
I have one friend in particular, and we tried to date once, and it just did not work. Like it was like, we don't vibe. Like we went out on a date, and during the date, even we was like look at other people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was those conversations that we had like prior to that. And we just decided, and this was like, I think I was maybe 27, around 27. And we had known each other for about 10 years at that time. And so at that time, we was like, I said, hey, you want to go out? She was like, well, yeah, let's try it. Like, we cool with each other. Like, we ain't got nobody. Let's see what's up. And it just was like, we was too busy checking each other and shit.
The simple fact she said, hey, let's try it. I would have been like, you know what? Don't even worry about it.
Because all we did was we just wound up checking each other the whole damn time and shit and talking about each other's exes. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was that type of thing. And we still cool to this day, whatever, like. So some people, if you acknowledge it though, but the problem is, and I'm gonna just be real, niggas be like thinking they gonna smash at some point in time. Like, I'm gonna try anyway.
I mean, if you're attractive,
I'm gonna go ahead and try. I'm gonna go ahead and try anyway, and just ruin the whole vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like I tried it one time, and the girl was like, "Hey, you know what? You my friend." And I was like, shit. Now I feel like an ass.
Why?
Now I feel stupid.
Why?
Because that was on my mind at the time.
Because you tried?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I put like this. In all romantic stories, especially the stories that women like, they fall in love with their best friend. So why wouldn't it work?
Yeah.
Why can't you shoot your shot?
I mean, I'm not, but a lot of times it don't work.
Do what now? Repeat yourself.
I said a lot of times it don't work because they don't need. I don't even look at you like that, boy. You crazy. And then you be sitting over like, oh yeah, that's right. I was just playing, girl. You know what I'm saying? I was just playing, just test you out.
Oh, you thought I was for real? Man, please.
And
I knew
then
it
on the
wasn't
inside,
gonna
you
work.
be like,
I was trying to help you out because you just broke up with that nigga. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And then on
Hey,
the
let me go
inside,
use the
your soul
bathroom
be
real
cruising if you
quick.
want to commit. Yeah.
That nigga in the bathroom crying like the Tin Man. Tee-hee, 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 tee-hee,
nigga, nigga, whole life they be want to stick his head in the toilet and flush that motherfucker. Shit for brains.
Oh,
Why
boy.
you try that stupid shit?
That nigga jump out the window. Hey, Sam, where'd you go? Oh, I'm at the house.
I had to run home right quick.
Nigga run home like a old boy on Friday.
DJ Pooh, red. nigga whole soul be gone from his body, man. Nigga, you committed friendship suicide.
So, do you have female friends?
I do. Fortunately for me, I do.
You said fortunately for you?
Yeah, because it's not, when I say fortunately, like my, female friends have helped me to get through relationship things, issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, say, hey man,
they can assist with getting over some things.
Yeah, but not even in that. Like, it's just, they be like, hey, they just tell you like, look, either you ain't shit and they tell you ain't shit, or they tell you, you're a good dude. Don't waste your time.
The ones that are not trying to take advantage of the situation. Yeah, those is really telling you some real shit. Yeah, definitely.
It's like, man, don't worry about it. You're a good guy. Don't, or they be like, you need to get your shit together. Cause I see why she don't trust your goof ass. You know what I'm saying? And you be like, damn. Well, they come from a woman, so I guess I need to listen to it. That type of shit.
Some of them can't be mean though.
Mm-hmm. But what else you got, man? I didn't get that shit too.
Let me see. I want to talk about this is playoff times. Hey.
Yes, sir. Playoffs. Go Grizz.
The Grizzlies won first game of it's a 7-game series, right?
Yep, 7-game series. They're playing against the number 1 seed.
Right.
Number 1 seed, Utah,
and they beat the number 1 seed. They beat the number 1 seed in good form.
They sure did.
It wasn't like that they came back and tried to win at the last minute.
Yeah,
no, these niggas had to lead the whole game.
Yeah, they were down
pretty much.
They were down by 17, I think, and they came back and they stayed in the game after they came back.
Right.
Took the lead, tied it up, took the lead again. You know what I'm saying? Played great defense. That Dylan Brooks just showed. Dylan Brooks is playing the best basketball of his career right now.
Man, Dylan Brooks remind me of Peoples from Shaft.
That's it. Yes, right. That's it. When I see
that nigga show like this,
Peoples. What say? This Egyptian cotton motherfucker. This Egyptian cotton motherfucker. You cannot afford this shit, Shaft. You can't afford this shit. No police salary, Shaft. You can't afford this shit. It's Egyptian cotton, man.
But Dylan Brooks did his thing, man. Him and
Dylan Brooks. Yep, him and Ja, man. Him and Ja. I want Jaren to go and get it together. But something, man. You know what? One of Jaren's issues
was it
that I found out. Jaren Jackson grew like 4 inches in a year. He was 6'8". Now he's like over 7 feet tall.
Really?
Yeah. When he had that injury, he had like the foot injury or whatever it was. He grew 4 inches. Yeah, he grew 4 inches. Yeah, no lie. He grew. And so that's what he was telling people. Like, he's trying to adjust
his height
to his height now because he's 4 inches taller than what he was before. You know what I'm saying? So he
The
was
fuck?
playing like
What this
power
nigga doing? Some
forward,
African voodoo medicine or something?
man, no, he just like he's still a young dude and he's still in his period where he still grow. He's only like 21 years old. Yeah.
Man, that nigga just had a new growth spurt.
Yeah, he hit a growth spurt.
Damn.
You know, his dad played in the league. His dad played for San Antonio. His dad's like 6'6" or something like that. 6'7".
Okay.
But yeah, he had a growth spurt when he got hurt, and he was like, he's trying to adjust to now he's got to play center basically instead of
why you gotta play
small part. Because
why come he can't play? Why he can't play Kevin Kevin?
Well, he ain't got that type of range of skills though. You know what I'm saying?
He can still play power forward.
I mean, he can, but still, like on that team, he had to kind of change the way he did stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Because I would think he can still run up and down the court.
Oh no, he's still doing that, but he's still getting acclimated to, I guess, that system because he was out for a year or something or whatever.
Gotcha.
And but you know, I mean, sometimes it takes people a little bit longer. But man, Valanciunas, that boy there is
man,
just going to it.
Yeah.
That's a
great piece that they put on the Grizzlies right there.
Man, sure, yeah.
He was doing his thing.
Double, 23 and 23. That's just insane.
Do you think that they can beat the Jazz?
I think they can beat the Jazz.
Okay, so we're not going to really debate then.
Even if Donovan Mitchell comes back, I think they still got a chance to beat the Jazz.
I think so too, and I think so because of the simple fact, the hardest part they got out the way. And what I mean by what they got out the way is the belief of can we beat them? Can we beat this number one seed?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Once you beat the number one seed,
you can. Yep, you can beat them.
You can relax now. You can relax them shoulders. It's like cool, bit. You beat them without Donovan.
Mm-hmm.
If he do play, it's like all right because I'll put it like this: they beat them with the game plan that he was playing. Donovan was not going to play. It was a last minute decision.
Right.
So their game plan, how they was going to play, they had playing him in mind. Mm-hmm. So they're probably going to have that same, like, all right, we're going to make a few different little adjustments, which I hate that yogurt ass nigga. He be pushing too much.
You say yogurt?
Yes.
Go
Bear.
Oh, Go Bear.
they got a yogurt called Gobert.
Is he not the same dude when COVID started?
Yes, he's the COVID spreader ass nigga. Yes, he was that
nigga. Well, he rubbed his hands all over the microphone.
All on the microphone.
And then a week later, he had this.
No, 2 days later, that nigga had it, and then next thing the rest of the league had it because of this nigga. Dumbass nigga.
That shit was funny as hell, man. I'm sorry. That shit was funny as hell. He was rubbing all on the table and all on the microphones and shit. And then they was like,
breathing all on the shit.
League sources say that Rudy Gobert has been diagnosed with COVID.
The next day, Donovan Mitchell now has COVID. You're like, if I was Donovan, I'll just come up here to that nigga like dude in above the rim. Pull it out and double back. I Gilbert Arenas that nigga. Cause Gilbert Arenas came up in that jump pool and y'all going somewhere like, nigga, y'all think I'm playing.
Do you know, I heard that story, just sidebar, and that is not what happened. I was actually kind of like disappointed. So basically he said, that did not happen that way. So basically what he said was, he told it on All the Smoke. And he said what happened was they were gambling. And Javaris Critteney got mad because he lost like $1,200. These are millionaires. Now, Javaris Critteney was a rookie at the time, but dude was making like $4-5 million a year, right?
Right.
He got mad because he lost $1,200 in like a dice game. And so Gilbert Arenas was like, bro, you mad because you lost 1,200? Like, dude, that's basically that's like pocket change to you. And so they started exchanging words. They started, yeah. So they exchanged words, and which Gilbert Arenas did some really dumb shit though. He had all his guns and shit with him. And so basically he pulled the gun out and was like, you know, basically, man, here, do something with it. You say you're gonna do something. Like he kept like pushing the guy. And the guy took the gun and threw it. It never went off or nothing. And when he threw it across the locker room, everybody got like nervous and like, oh shit, like that. He was like, it wasn't. They made it seem like it was like a Mexican standoff and shit. You know what I'm saying? He was like,
why the fuck are you an NBA player with a bag full of guns?
Okay, that's all I was gonna say too.
In the locker room.
That's the magic question. Because when he was talking, I was like, why you bring your guns to the locker room anyway, dude? Like, why do you have them?
The fact that you say with an S.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You know how they write in stories and they'll put like gun and then they'll put like apostrophe. I mean parentheses. They put the parentheses S.
Yeah, the parentheses S, as in possibly multiples, possibly more than one.
Why are you an NBA player with parentheses S's in your locker room? I mean, in your locker. What the fuck? Why? Why are you living this lifestyle and you're an NBA player?
Look, in the middle of your career, and then you wind up getting like kicked off the team and some shit. And you at that time, Arenas was like one of the best ball players in the league at that time.
He wasn't in the streets like that though, was it?
He wasn't in the street like that.
I was gonna say that sound like them stories like Memphis niggas that we know who be in the league and then go to a drug house and get robbed shooting dice. You like, dude, come on, man. Come on, man. You're in the NBA. Why are you in the trap house shooting dice? Like, dude.
Look, at 10:30 at night, and you done rolled up in the hood. You done rolled up in the hood in the damn Rolls Royce and shit.
Not 10:30 at night, like 1:00 in the AM.
And you think the motherfucker ain't finna try something? Like, damn. This my old neighborhood. I hear all the time. All right, dumbass nigga. Dummy. These folks over here starving and shit. They finna let you roll up like that. And then, man, come on. They finna put that thing on your ass. Hell yeah.
So how far do you think the Grizz will go? If you think that they can, since we both think that they can beat the Jazz, they might. I think that they will bring it out in either 5 or 6.
I'm gonna say 6 games. I'm gonna say Grizz in 6.
Okay, so if we think that they're gonna beat the Jazz, how far do you think that they'll go?
I think if they beat the Jazz, whoever, it's going to be interesting to see who gets to the second round. I'm not sure who they would have to play at this point, of course. But if they beat the Jazz, it just depends on who else wins the other series. But I'm going to say second round, 5 game, whoever they play against, they'll go out in the second.
All right, so they will play the winner of the Clippers versus Dallas.
And Dallas is going to beat the Clippers. Yeah, Dallas is going to beat the Clippers. But I think the Grizz got a good shot
against
matching
Dallas.
Up well with Dallas.
Yeah, it's about matchups. Definitely about. I don't know, man. You got to think about who going to guard Luka. Well, look, Dylan Brooks.
Probably Dylan. That's what I'm gonna say. Probably Dylan Brooks. Yeah.
Put people's on.
Dylan, and then he got a guard Dylan on the other end. You know what I'm saying?
I think Lakers finna get beat by Phoenix.
The Lakers are gonna get beat by Phoenix. the Lakers are gonna get beat by Phoenix because AD is soft as hell, and LeBron flopping and shit, and he ain't done that shit in years. Like it was kind of embarrassing. I was like, dude, why are you doing this? Like you don't even have to flop. Like
because
why are
they
you
want to get the calls.
But I'm saying he gets the calls anyway. LeBron gets most of the calls that he wants anyway. That's how superstars work. So I'm like, why are you laying out on the ground like your ass going to be crucified or some shit? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Oh, man. You talking about that flop? You talking about that flop in the where he was holding his shoulder? You talking about that bullshit?
Yeah, he was holding. Yeah, that shit where he got hit like, I think he got hit in the arm and he started holding his head. I was like, man, come on, man.
I'm going to tell you what that was.
Get your big ass up.
I'm going to tell you what that was. He saw Chris Paul. He had an issue with Chris Paul getting this sympathy. He was like, oh, Chris Paul, his shoulder's hurting. Oh, okay. I'm going to do it too. Shoulder. Look. I was like, dude, are you serious? Now your shoulder fucking hurting? For real? That's what's out in the streets right now, man.
Man, LeBron pissed me off with this shit. I was like, man, if you don't get your ass up off that ground, you better buy a thought something at your dumb ass. Get your ass up. Dude was like, I got fouled. Like, get your ass up, man. I'm gonna say Phoenix in 5 against LA.
Phoenix in 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Phoenix in 5.
I can so you're saying a gentleman sweep then?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I say 6.
Yeah.
I say 6.
Okay.
Well, I don't know, depending on what's going on with Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I think something happened. I think he got something, might be some nerve. Because I think the reason why he was kept turning the ball over, he was losing feeling in his hand.
In his hand, yeah. Uh-huh.
I think that's exactly what's going on. So, like when he's dribbling the ball, his hand might go and he can't control.
Yeah, one direction. Yeah. Uh-huh. I forgot all about that. He had that hand injury.
And I think Boston finna get swept, man.
You think Boston's gonna get swept?
Well, and I love Boston. You know, Boston's my team. So I don't know. They got to show me some more, or got to be able to keep. I don't like Kemba Walker, man. I really wish we was able to get John Wall, because that's what Kemba Walker is. Kemba Walker is John Wall light.
So I don't think Kemba Walker is the same Kemba Walker anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like all the stuff he did at Charlotte, the way he was scoring points and all of that. It's like when he came to Boston, he just, I don't know, man. He just disappeared. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's not. I don't know if basically he's, I don't know. Maybe he's peaked. Like he peaked at Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? Like this kind of what like he is just like he peaked. It's like
I haven't been impressed since he came to Boston. I haven't been impressed with his gameplay, none of that.
Yeah, it's like he just basically is like, okay, like I'm Kemba Walker. Like I put up all these points in one, I put up all these points and now I don't have to because I got scoring help. But I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just like he ain't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Because he used to be like one of the most unstoppable dudes in the league. And now he's just like a regular guy. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, I wish we had got John Wall.
You know,
if John Wall was playing for Boston right now, it would be no question where Boston would be at right now.
Is a question. That's your team. Is Jason Tatum playing? Is he playing?
Yeah.
See, because he's been quiet. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he ain't really been doing his normal thing. Like,
Yeah, all right. So if you contain the person who scores 50 points, okay, and you like, hey, I want the rest of the team to beat me. Jason Tatum is not going to beat me. That's all your game plan got to be. And right now, we just made mention to Kimba. Right. Ain't shit. That nigga need to be on the bench. He needs to come off the bench right now. In all honesty, he should not be fucking starting right now. Yeah. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
He should not be starting. So
I would have to agree with that.
If you contain and double up Jason, and like, hey, the rest of the team beat me, and you're not getting it from Kimba, who else?
Right. Good question.
So the others have to step up, and if I'm not mistaken, one of them is already hurt. I want to say, what's his name, Brown?
Oh yeah, that's right. Jaylen Brown is hurt.
So he hurt. So with that in mind, it's like shit.
That's the reason why they're not that good, because Jaylen Brown hurt.
So
because he was kind of like the X factor.
So like I said, if they had John Wall, which, man, like I said, if they had John Wall there running up the court, being the commander-in-chief, and then he dishing it to Jason Tatum, and if Jason Tatum gets doubled, he can throw it out to John Wall. John Wall can get his shot at any given point in time.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even think about the whole Jaylen Brown thing. I didn't even think about that. Jaylen Brown ain't playing. That was kind of like
somebody else was hurt.
Yeah. And so you think Brooklyn or Philly coming out of the East? Brooklyn or Philly? Because that boy, I call him the J. Cole of the NBA because they look just alike.
Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris.
Yeah,
that boy.
He do.
That boy is. Ooh. It's like him and Dylan. He looked just like him. I think him and Dylan Brooks just found they found how to score the NBA, and they just go when they want to now.
I think, in all honesty, I think Philadelphia gonna find a way to lose.
I got a feeling. I think you know why.
I think they're gonna find a way to lose, and Philadelphia gonna come out of it.
No, you said you mean Brooklyn.
I think Washington gonna come out of it.
You think Washington is gonna come out of these?
I think Washington is gonna be Philadelphia. Yes, I think that's what I mean. Philadelphia is gonna find a way to lose.
Damn. Okay. that's okay. I haven't heard nobody say it, but Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal balling. They beat the shit out of Indiana the other night.
And that's what I'm saying. So now Philadelphia, they won the first game, but
True.
I think Washington, although they lost, they see, how they have those moral victories or losses or whatever like that.
Right.
I think they figured out. Yeah. And I think New York they lost the first game, but I think they figured out they can beat Atlanta.
Who, New York?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Atlanta's gonna beat New York in a 7-game series. Because Julius Randle and Derrick Rose and all of them boys, they playing like they want to win. And Atlanta, if Trae Young can't get his thing going, Atlanta's in trouble.
Right. And Trae Young he kind of streaky.
Trae Young is a baller, but those little guys.
He like NBA Jam.
Yeah, like
when he no longer on fire, you missing everything.
Yeah, he's a streak shooter. He's definitely a streak shooter. But I like his game though. I love his game actually. I think he's one of them dudes that he gonna be a hooper for a long time, but he gotta be like, he's gonna have to learn how to, instead of putting up like 50 and then 16, but just do a consistent 27 or 25 every night. You know what I'm saying?
And make the rest of his team better.
And make the rest of his team better. Because he will get high and light your ass up. And then some nights you be like, damn, he's stinking up the place.
Right.
You know?
Because you keep jacking up threes and he ain't hitting shit.
And you ain't hitting that shit. Yeah.
Hey man, I guess I'll still stay on sports. Well, one question I gotta ask. Hey, what's so special about golf, man?
Because it's hard as hell to play. Have you ever tried to golf before?
I mean, I've tried to hold the club. That shit is flicked as hell trying to hold that shit, yeah. But
it's fun. I tell you what. So golf is fun, but golf is also it's a very patient sport. Like, there's not a whole lot of excitement as far as like movements and so forth.
It's definitely not.
And it's a very patient sport. You got to think it through. You have to take your time. And I think some of the things that they're able to do, like the better golfers with that little golf ball, and where they're able to make it land, I think is what makes it exciting. Because I swing a golf ball and that shit didn't go nowhere. Like, I'm like, damn, how do y'all do this shit? Like, and I'm talking about swinging with all my might. Like, what is wrong? Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. So it takes a lot of like focus and a lot of patience, a lot of skill. That's what I think about it. Like, that's why it's still a popular sport. It's still not as popular as football and basketball. But golfing is still like, it's like we used to say it was like the old man sport. Remember, like Jack Nicklaus and all them was old when we was kids. You know what I'm saying? But it's still playing. Right. You know what I'm saying? He like 90 years old. You know what I mean? But you know, the things that I think, but also Tiger Woods helped to expand the culture of golf. You know what I mean?
The reason why I ask is because, all right, so like nigga be watching ESPN and shit, right? And watching ESPN, the Grizzlies just got the Grizzlies, and see, this is my disdain for ESPN and other sports outlets and shit like that, right? So this is why I feel like they don't fuck with Ja Morant over, you know, like with our discussion, Ja Morant over Zion. And since they boy Zion didn't win, they don't really talk much about Ja. So when has it been in any type of playoff scene where an 8 seed upsets a 1 seed in the playoffs and they don't talk about the fucking win? Tell me that.
Because it's Memphis.
So they whooped the Jazz in with no questions, you know, it wasn't like a fluke or nothing like that.
Right.
I watch ESPN.
And Zion didn't even make the playoffs.
Right. So I'm watching ESPN.
Not even close.
I'm watching ESPN and they talking about golf for like a whole hour.
And you know, if the Pelicans had made the playoffs and Zion had scored 12 points,
they would have at least been talking about that jump for 30 minutes.
Hell yeah. And then here's whatever dunk he got.
So they talked about golf. A long time they talked about golf. And then they talked about the Lakers. They went in detail about the Lakers game that they lost.
Right, that they
lost. Then they went into football. Football season ain't even fucking started. They already talking about who's gonna make it to the playoffs. And then they didn't even make mention of the Grizzly win.
Yep. Well, you know what? And I'm glad you mentioned that. It's a lot of bias on ESPN. That's why you have all these other sports shows out now and sports podcasts, because over time, especially within like the last 10 to 12 years, well, no, the last 15 years, almost 20.
Yes.
It's always been about LeBron. Like
he
the
lost,
other
and they
team could have
talked
a great.
about LeBron.
And they talked about LeBron. The reasons why LeBron lost. Like what? Like what? Huh? You supposed to be talking about the winning team and the winning players. You know,
I'm like,
they talking about him.
I'm like, can we talk about how good the Grizzly game was? You know, the only way they talked about the Grizzly game was Kendrick Perkins made mention about how good the game was. If he didn't make mention about how good what his take on the playoffs was, they wouldn't even talked about it.
And the only people that was really talking about was the TNT crew.
Yes.
They was the only ones talking about it.
And that was right after the game.
You know,
right.
And that was after the game. But at least they actually be like, hey, man, you need to watch out for them Grizz, and they know the players and all of that. I'm with you on that, though. I'm with you on that 100%. They do that shit consistent.
They should be pissing me off.
They do that shit consistent.
Like a lot of times, I stay up a lot of times, especially during the playoffs, just so I can hear the ESPN announcer. You know what I'm saying? Do their commentary on the game, and then you don't even talk about it, John. You like, dude, all right, okay, cool, that's that.
We get used to it, man. Being the underdog, you know.
Until we make it to like the finals, and then you're like, man, what the fuck? How did they make it here? You're like, dude.
Yeah, till we make it to another Western Conference Finals. Right. And just like they did with the old grit and grind, they tried to ignore Zach and Mark and all of them for the longest, and they couldn't help when they started whooping San Antonio's ass. When they started kicking the shit out of San Antonio, and Greg Pop was like, we hate fucking playing Memphis.
Do you
know what I'm saying? Because we know.
Because, like, real talk, I didn't mean to go into detail on it, John, but all right, think about it like this. Their road right now, they beat San Antonio. They beat Golden State.
Yep.
And then they came through and beat Utah.
Yep. The team with the number one record in the NBA. They beat them. First round, convincingly.
Very.
First game, brother.
And you still don't want to talk about them. All right. Maybe we have to win the second game. Let them win the second game. I hope they win the second game. Oh, hey, are you weirded out about Floyd Mayweather, man? This nigga walking around here looking like Adrian Broner right now.
I don't know what Floyd got going on. I don't know what he got going on.
This nigga paid millions of dollars for hair plugs. He got hair plugs everywhere. This nigga got never have you ever seen, he never had facial hair, nothing. Now he got a full beard.
Now he had the little goatee, remember? He had the little goatee, the little mustache and the goatee.
But I'm talking about a full beard. This nigga got a full-on beard.
He got the full. He looked like a retired boxer now. Like he looks like a retired boxer. And then when what's his name? What was it? Jake Paul snatched his cap off, or Logan Paul? Which one of them?
Yeah.
That man head looked like that man head looked like some burnt grits. I was like, damn, what's wrong over here, bro?
That nigga head like Kevin Durant head.
If Durant grew his hair out. You know what's so funny about Durant?
Like how your hair nap up and it's low.
Yeah, but Durant be laughing about that shit. He be like, "Yep, my hair be beat up, but I dropped 45 last night, so it's all good." Like I be like, "No, bro, you need to go. You need to get that brush this shit. Like, come on,
get some Dex.
Don't do yourself like that thick ass shit. That shit like using like 4 containers of Vaseline. That shit thick as hell. You let that shit get cold, man. That shit'll take your skin. That shit'll take your skin off your scalp. That shit thick as hell.
And then nigga be walking around here looking like Red from Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights. That shit thick. Yeah, you can take this shit and melt it down and put it in a car engine. That shit'll run off of it. Oh man.
So I think I got 2 things we could rap.
All right.
One.
No, it ain't gonna be no new handicap flavors coming out. So don't y'all inbox me asking me about that shit.
Nigga, I'm gonna keep checking you. I want to keep checking you like through the rest of the show, but I'm like, I'm really holding back.
And he never talked. He never talked. He never spoke. Remember that shit on the cartoon? He never the comic. He never said nothing
at all. And even when he looked at his wife, she already knew what it was. He was like,
I wonder was her name Sandy. Andy and Sandy Cap. I'm gonna change my Twitter handle on my IG to Andy Cap. Black Andy Cap.
Nigga, don't
say what you have though for real.
Nigga, don't say your mustache over again. You look like a pedophile, man. Like you pull up in the white vans at the schools.
Damn, Daniel, coming through with the white vans.
Hey kids,
damn. Hell nah, you got me fucked up. Somebody gonna listen to this shit. That man said you a pedophile for real. Hell nah, I ain't no goddamn pedophile.
Real talk, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but anytime I see grown men who shave their mustaches off, that's the first thing I think of. They look like fucking pedophiles who shave their mustaches off.
That's fucked up. That's what a man can't even shave his facial hair without being stereotyped.
No, because you have that. I don't know what it is, but your top lip is naked. So when it's naked, they just look weird. It's like a person when they, when they pull off their fake mustache. This nigga got a raw face. This nigga like Mr. Potato Head when he took that mustache off. When you take the mouth off of Mr. Potato Head, that's your face, nigga.
Okay. I think you need to bring up your last topic so we can wrap, sir. I'm not gonna stand here and let you continue to check me like this. I'm growing my facial hair back right as we speak, so.
Oh man.
Trying to get it to growing even, man. What did you got?
You said it's growing as we speak. What you got, a chia pet face, nigga? What the fuck? It's growing as we speak. I need to know this what you put on your face.
I got chia pet implants in my face.
Oh shit. This nigga got what Floyd Mayweather got.
The money team, the napping team, man.
Oh man. I wanted to bring up the big breaking news that the what? What'd you say?
LeBron with his flopping ass. But go ahead. What'd you have?
You know what seems to be some big news in Memphis is the crack in the bridge.
Oh yeah.
What you think about the crack in the bridge? And they fired the nigga. The nigga who did
because
the nigga who inspected the bridge.
They said he missed it in like 2012 or 16 or something like that.
But how did he miss it? And there's a picture of it in 2016. It looks like he saw it, but it looks like he saw it and took a picture of it, but then nobody do nothing about it. How did he miss it? It's a picture of it.
That nigga was finna get off work. That's what that was. He finna get off work. He saw that shit, was like, man, I ain't finna fuck with this shit. I ain't finna be staying here no more time. I gotta go home. Somebody else will find that bitch. He took his ass out.
Yeah, I see this big
ass crack. Man, they called that man. He had took the day off and shit. It was like, man, don't worry about coming back, man. What you talking about? Man, we see the crack on the left side, man. I told y'all about this shit. Y'all ain't do nothing about it.
Hey, Memphis needs to
When did you tell us about it? Go ahead. What's that now?
Memphis needs to do more about I ain't gonna say more about the city, but it's like when that bridge closed down, it's like the rest of the city shut down. It's like we don't even know how to maneuver to the other bridge.
You know, yeah, we do. Yes, they do. Because they jump. Yes, they do. They jump pack. They jump pack.
It's packed, but one. I'm talking
you
about.
Say that where you
do what?
You took a chick one time to the old bridge. You say you took a chick one time to the old bridge. She took you to the old bridge.
No, we was on
smash. And you was like, I can't smash her. It's homeless people under. He was like, it's homeless people under here. She tried to get that man.
No, it wasn't the fact
some trolls.
It wasn't the fact it was homeless people, but you know, it's people that had spray graffiti and shit like that, and already up under the bridge, and then you're like, is that a sleeping bag over there? I'm like, hold on, there's just some folks up out of here. What the fuck? I want to live, bitch. Shit, that good. You finna find my body in the river?
Man, what? It's a sleeping bag and a bottle of Jack Daniels over there.
Yeah, I saw a sleeping bag. I was like, no, I can't. Hey, I can't enjoy myself the whole time I'm looking around.
Yeah, she finna kill your ass.
Hey, not today, Andy Kemp.
He went anyway. Damn, man. Damn. Oh shit. What else you have?
But what I was gonna say, I think Memphis needs to invest in having not a barge, but a ferry. For this very type of reason when we have issues with the bridge.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
I'm not like a ferry, like a boat ferry.
They're a pretty big one though, because you know it's a lot of product that come across there.
Right. Like I think we should have a ferry to go across the waterway, and that little tram that a nigga get that go across Mud Island, they should have a tram that go under the bridge. They should have multiple transportations. Do what?
Yeah, for people that had to commute and shit back and forth to work across the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too.
I think they should have a tram in addition to the bridge and a boat ferry.
Yeah, I think so too. That's a great idea.
All of them will bring in some sort of income. They need to step into the times, man.
You ain't lying. I agree with that. They definitely need to do with that.
My last thing we can wrap would be, I mean, it's just gonna be on some shits and giggles type of stuff. Hey, why could you never call your mama a lie, man? Even when you know it sounds like they was lying to you.
Cause you didn't want to get your nose slapped off your face. That shit was about respect. It wasn't about what they were telling the truth or not. It was about you being in your place as a child and them being an adult. That's what that was.
But you was being bullied.
That's true.
you was being extorted when you knew that your it sounded like your mama was lying. And you be like, Mama, boy, you better not call me no lie. So you sitting there thinking, what really is a lie?
Man, whole existence fucked up as a result.
Like, I don't think that's true.
Nah, you know what's funny? The phone rang. The phone and tell him I ain't here, baby.
What?
Here's another one. Answer that phone and tell him I ain't here, baby. Yes, ma'am. Ring. Hello. Yes, my mama says she not here.
How did you say yourself, that? So mama, you be like, yes,
this is what you said. You say yourself like, gotcha, bitch.
And then we would be visiting your tombstone. His last words was, gotcha, bitch.
Here lies a courageous idiot. That's what it is.
Courageous idiot.
Look, 1991 to 1996. She killed your ass 5 years old.
Why could we never call our parents a lie?
Cause man,
like they were above to like everybody lies.
Yeah.
Everyone lies.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. You just couldn't say they was doing it though.
Knowing that they might yeah.
Look, no, what Pierre said about Paul Mooney, he said I used to call him cocaine. He was like, why? He said, because everybody mess with you, but they don't want nobody to know they mess with you. That's the same with calling your mama a lie. It's like, yeah, you know she be lying, but you don't want to be the one to say it.
Yeah, as soon as you can say it in front of other people, Mom, you be lying. What? Now you laid out on the floor.
Man, what? Slap your whole mustache off your face. Here's an example.
That's what happened. Your mama smacked the shit out of you.
I caught about a lie by
nigga
accident.
Mustache fell out just like in them cartoons. She like
smacked the complete shit out of me. Oh wow, damn, my bad, mom. I'm sorry. Shit, I'm 43. You still slapping mustaches off? My bad. Let me back off.
Damn, hold on. This nigga shit is growing back as we speak. This nigga got a 5 o'clock shadow already.
See that? I told you.
What the fuck? What the fuck? This nigga was naked faced this whole time, and then within an hour and a half, this nigga got a 2 o'clock shadow. What kind of chill cat magic face ass shit you got, nigga?
Man. That's melanin, man. That's melanin and coconut oil. Melanin and coconut oil, brother.
And apparently coffee.
But it's more so the melanin and coconut oil on.
This nigga drinking coffee. His mustache has grown back. What the fuck? This nigga chin was negative. Like I seen the whole nigga chin dimple, and now it's gone.
Hey, that junk gonna look like Ned Flanders by in the morning. I'm gonna be combing that bitch. I'll be like,
That nigga.
I'm Ivan the Grizzly, and my 2 o'clock shadow just came in at 1:30. 1:30 shadow. Holla at your boy. Holla at your boys.
I am your host, Jason. JWILLDOESTV. And we got Mr. Andy Camp, face ass, Chia Pet Cream, aka Chia Pet Cream Face. And we are the Off on the Tangent podcast. This is episode 85?
Episode 85, 86.
Yeah, probably 85.
Yeah.
Thank you to the viewers, listeners. If y'all still fucking with us, hope you are. If not, this is an amazing episode.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
They are.
But we are the Off on the Tangent podcast, and we about to this junt.
I'm back.
Them town?
There it is.
Hot fry face ass nigga.